ZNS News is brought to you by the new BTC. Fiber is here. Faster, stronger, more reliable. Together, we are unstoppable. Switch today.
Coming up in the Bahamas tonight, the weekend edition, a significant milestone for 10 Bahamian families who are now new homeowners. Months before the start of the 2025 Atlantic hurricane season, officials of the Disaster Reconstruction Authority set to construct several hurricane shelters. In sports, Coach Yo and Lady Rebs advance and the NCAA Women's Tournament. The Bahamas Tonight, the weekend edition starts now. Good evening and welcome to the broadcast. I'm Desmond Saunders. Police investigating a boating accident on Half Moon Cay, which resulted in the death of a British tourist. The situation unfolding late Saturday afternoon. Police telling ZNS News that the visitor died while using a water sport equipment on Half Moon Cay. This is a story that we will continue to follow. Investigations continue. The Public Hospitals Authority responding to a recent disturbance at its Community Counseling and Assessment Center on Collins Avenue. In a press release, the Public Hospitals Authority says it remains fully committed to ensuring the safety and well-being of patients and staff at the Community Counseling and Assessment Center, a vital outpatient arm of the Sandilands Rehabilitation Center, serving a wide range of clients, including those referred by the courts. On Thursday, March 20th, 2025, the managing director was advised of an incident at the facility and the noted absence of police presence, which has served as both a deterrent and immediate support in high-risk situations. The acting commissioner of police was immediately engaged, who assured that an officer would be redeployed to the Community Counseling Center as of Friday, March 21st, 2025. Further discussions remain ongoing to secure sustainable support at the facility, as security officers are limited in their ability to respond to certain high-risk situations involving aggressive or violent behavior. The PHA remains committed to working closely with law enforcement and key stakeholders to maintain a secure environment where care can continue without compromise or incident. Well, with just months before the start of the 2025 Atlantic hurricane season, officials of the Disaster Reconstruction and Authority already inspecting shelters and assessing the country's state of readiness to respond to catastrophes. Managing Director for the Disaster Reconstruction and Authority, Aaron Sargent.
We are standardizing how the way that we do and inspections. In the past, we utilized the Department of Social Services. We're going to still do that, but we're enhancing it based on the study tours that we would have done throughout the region. And one of the things that we are implementing this year is the first of its kind. We're going to grade the shelters in terms of the capacity, what it is designed for, so that we can provide transparency to the general public. So we want to be able to share with you, if there's a Category 5 storm, which type of shelter you need to go to, which will enhance your own personal disaster planning mechanisms, and so you'll know exactly which route I need to take to get to this type of shelter, how I need to prepare my family.
Acknowledging a significant lack of usable hurricane shelter capacity, particularly on Abaco and Grand Bahama, Sargent says the construction of additional hurricane shelters soon to begin.
Having only 144 shelters throughout the Bahamas, which can only, when the total capacity I think is slightly under 10%, we figure we need to benchmark a little bit more to be able to house people during times of natural hazards. And so we are looking at developing, and we are in the process of developing our shelter build-out project, where we seek to build 8 to 10 new multi-purpose centers that will serve as shelters during times of hazard, but community centers and sporting venues during blue sky times.
A significant milestone for 8 Bahamian families who were presented keys to their new homes. The 8 families are recipients of the government's rent-to-own housing initiative aimed at empowering Bahamian families through home ownership. Ardavante Hanna has more.
Sounds of celebration for a moment of joy and gratitude.
I thank God for making this possible.
As 8 families, many of whom are first-time homeowners, received keys to their brand new homes, 10 in total, through the government's rent-to-own initiative.
Even as the cost of real estate rises throughout our nation, Our government's policies have brought home ownership within the reach of many, many Bahamians.
That number since coming into office well into the hundreds. The latest keys were handed over during a special ceremony in Sir Lyndon Pinling Estates, part of the Ministry of Housing's ongoing efforts to provide affordable housing for citizens.
The monthly payments are somewhere around in the vicinity, up or down in the vicinity of around $1,000 a month, which is far less than rent that some of these persons were paying. There was one couple who was paying $2,200 a month in rent. And so I am satisfied and we are convinced that they would be able to meet their obligation on a monthly basis.
According to State Minister for Housing, the Honorable Lisa Raming, the Davis administration's work is part of the United Nations 2016 landmark Sustainable Development Goals to ensure access to housing for all by 2030.
Can I tell you today, the Davis administration is in 2025. We are 5 years ahead.
An achievement Prime Minister the Honorable Philip Davis says he is proud to boast of.
We are building houses, but even more importantly, we are building communities. We are empowering families, and we are leveling the playing field to create a fairer Bahamas.
56-year-old father Stanley Wilmore says after years of sacrifice, the new home could not have come at a better time.
I have 6 kids, and it's very hectic and difficult to deal with them, and plus trying to save money to get, to want a home,
And these 10 homes are only just the beginning. According to the minister responsible, several subdivisions will be erected over the next few months here in the capital and even across the Family Islands. For the Bahamas Tonight, I'm Devontae Hanna.
Whole program preparing young Bahamians to become tourism ambassadors. That and more when the Bahamas Tonight, the Weekend Edition returns. Stay close.
While others see customers as numbers, we see our customers as people, neighbors, friends who deserve more than one-sided connections. That's why we are redefining what real connection is by prioritizing our customers and showing our appreciation by putting our money where your loyalty is. BTC customers claim your $200 Bahamas Air gift card when you add postpaid mobile to your internet plan. That's loyalty that flows both ways. It's the Little Caesars Stuffed Crust Pizza. Get more pizza for less money. Only $12. It's a whole new level of pizza with cheese stuffed crust so spectacular that there's nothing left. Pizza. A delicious pepperoni pizza with the crust stuffed with lots of cheese and brushed with butter and garlic flavor and sprinkled with Parmesan cheese. Hot and ready Thursday to Saturday between 4 and 8 for only $12. Simply irresistible. And only at Little Caesars. Pizza.
Diet-friendly special.
This portion of the news is brought to you by Bahamas Striping Group of Companies, where safety is first.
Well, thanks for staying with us. Cotton Bay Holdings Limited executives met with Minister of Tourism, Investments and Aviation, Deputy Prime Minister the Honorable Chester Cooper this week to provide an update on the Ritz-Carlton Reserve development in South Eleuthera. It was confirmed that construction will begin by early April 2025 with a scheduled groundbreaking ceremony. This marks a major milestone in the project, which is expected to bring significant economic and tourism benefits not only to Eleuthera, but to the Bahamas. Discussions also covered project timelines, infrastructure, and the resort's impact on local tourism and employment during construction and beyond. The company currently generates 34 direct jobs, which will increase during the future construction and operation of the resort development. And one Exuma's local government council's main priorities for 2025 is to build relationships with business and other local investors in Exuma. Another challenge identified by Chief Councilor Glenn Davis is keeping the island clean.
Hopefully a partnership with striving to complete the track in Mustang at the high school, and really about building communities. that's the top of our agenda right now. Georgetown is our capital, so we have to always pay attention to it to keep it clean, so when we enter the town or guests enter town, it can be a pleasing sight, you know. So we're trying to get them to understand that we can take care of our own. We have more money available to do other things in our communities.
A new initiative launched to prepare youngsters to become tourism ambassadors. Our Mauritian Burrows explains.
It's about inspiring the next generation of tourism ambassadors for the country, equipping them with the necessary skills to prove to the world that it is indeed better in the Bahamas. Providing students with an opportunity to learn about Bahamian culture, a 4-week program developed by the Boys and Girls Club of the Bahamas in conjunction with the Ministry of Tourism is what Club President Reverend Samuel Roll defines as educational empowerment.
This is our 10th year doing the Bahamas program, the importance of tourism. And every year we approximate about 100 and something kids to teach them the more important about tourism and what's going on in our country, because tourism is everybody's business. And we do this every year, trying to instill positive ideas what tourism is all about in our Bahama land.
With storytelling focused on Bahamian folklore, presentations on appreciating different cultures, and opportunities to create Junkanoo music inspired by Bahamian islands, students are able to fully immerse themselves in the Bahamian identity. Ministry of Tourism School Unit Manager Samantha Carter-Cartwright says that this program is the perfect opportunity to introduce students to the country's #1 industry.
We have learned during COVID the importance of tourism and how it impacts our country, but it's important for not just our adults and residents and citizens of the Bahamas and even residents of the Bahamas to understand its importance, but it's important for our youngsters, primary school students, junior high students, senior students to see tourism and understand its importance being #1. All the money that goes back to the industry comes from tourism or goes back to the country.
And while nearly 100 students are participating in the program, each learned something new about the tourism industry.
We learned about tourism, how jobs in tourism. We also learned about Junkanoo and Bahamian stuff. It's very fun.
By being a good host, you're supposed to welcome people. You're not supposed to just let them go. You're not supposed to bully people because they're different from you.
That tourism is the #1 industry in the Bahamas.
It's not about how tourists just come and talk, how passionate they are about our country and our island, and how they tour it, how they experience it, how we treat them, how they go back and, tell other people.
For the Bahamas Tonight, I'm Mauritian Barrows.
Leading political heavyweights coming together to discuss the pros and cons of women in politics. An event organized by Member of Parliament for the Elizabeth constituency, the Honorable JoBeth Colby Davis.
I think it's very important for people to see true, real, and dedicated leadership in our country, in any constituency. When you offer yourself, I always tell my constituents, when I came around the door 3.5-4 years ago, and I knocked, I was on an interview, and I shared some stories with you, and my constituents shared stories with me. I made commitments, and I'm working and building myself to do the best that I can. And the Elizabeth constituency branch wanted to highlight some of the women that are working along with the government and some of the experiences that they've had, for them to share those experiences.
Well, Speaker Ashante Small hopes her experience could inspire others to reach success.
The table is ripe, is ready for you, and even if it doesn't seem as though, set up your own chair, bring your own chair, because I tell you that within the PLP there is a place for you. There's a place for you to lend your voice, to bring your passion, to bring all that you could bring to it. Do not run shy, do not get afraid. Come ready to do the work.
Well, stay with us and don't touch your dial. Sports is up next.
Get ready for the biggest night in Bahamian entertainment. The 6th Annual Elevation Awards is back. Bigger, bolder, and unforgettable. Join your host, Sawyer Boy, April 5th at 6 p.m. at the Andre Rogers Baseball Stadium for an electrifying night of live performances from Nishi LS, Iron Storm, Johnny Cake, Wendy 242, Iman, Jay Shepard, and more. Tickets just $100. Get yours now at theelevationawards.com. That's the 6th Annual Elevation Awards. Live on ZS TV 13, April 5th at 6 p.m. Elevate the culture. Celebrate the stars.
We're here at the Nassau Village Community Center project, where over the past 17 months, we've hired over 20 Bahamian subcontractors to bring this beautiful project to fruition.
I've been living in Nassau Village for more than 19 years, and to see a project like this bring great joy and pride to me.
This state-of-the-art multi-purpose community center will serve as a crime-fighting initiative in the community. Also help with the education of our kids in this community and a hurricane shelter.
Yeah, and it also shows what we as Bahamians can achieve when we work hand in hand with each other.
We have the technical know-how, and we can pretty much deliver on any project here in the Bahamas or in the world.
Bahamas Private and the Bahamian Company, they prove that they believe in Bahamians.
Based on the outcome of this project, I don't think they're disappointed in giving a small person an opportunity to do a job such as this.
The more opportunity they get, the more opportunity we will get.
If you look around and see the work done so far, it just shows what we as Bahamians can do.
Introducing the Focal Smart Pass app that helps you to fuel up faster. Here's how it works. Download the app on the App Store or get it on Google Play and create your profile with payment details. Visit your nearest Shell station. Open the app, scan the pump's QR code, select your payment amount, and begin fueling. Say goodbye to cash and cards because the Focal Smart Pass offers secure and convenient payment options right at your fingertips. Download Focal Smart Pass now and fuel up faster today.
Hi, I'm Brent Burrows, Vice President of Retail and Sales at CBS Bahamas and the CBS Pro Store. Not only do we guarantee the best prices on all your favorite building materials, we're proud to offer the best delivery program in all of Nassau. Whether you buy one box of screws or a truckload of plywood, island-wide delivery is just $5. And for our Family Island customers, we're proud to offer complimentary drop-off to the mailboat of your choice. Visit us today at the CBS Pro Store on Robinson Road and check out our website to set up your next delivery.
Welcome to your Saturday Sports, everyone. I'm Amajal Knowles, topping sports with Matthew McCoy and Rima Collins and the Ole Miss Lady Rebs moving on to the next round of the NCAA Women's Tournament after beating number 12 seed Ball State 83-65 in the first round of the NCAA Women's Basketball Tournament on Friday. Collins posting 1 point in 3 minutes of game action. Coach O improved the record in the tournament to 4-3 at the helm of Ole Miss.
Incredibly grateful for the win. We don't take any win for granted, and we respect everybody. We just don't fear anybody. But so we came out with the intent to respect our opponent and play until the buzzer ended. I was really happy that I was able to almost play everybody on the roster. I thought that the seniors were locked in, and it showed on the court. So.
In track news from the National High School Track and Field Championships, look at the standings after Day 2 in the female under 13 division. On top is Queens College with 42 points. In the under 15 female division, SAC on top there with 59 points. In the under 17 category, QC up top there with 88. And finally, in the under 20 female division, QC atop the standings there with 98 points. On the male side, under 13 division, Sister Mary Patricia still in front with 44 points. In the male under 15 division, SAC out in front with 67 points. Under 17, SAC on top again with 90 points. And in the male under 20, QC atop that division with 60 points. Competition wrapping up later this evening. Still on track, an update from the World Indoor Championships over in Nanjing, China. Olympian Wendell Miller running a new personal best, but it was just shy of him advancing to his first global individual semifinal event, as he would be the first of 5 Bahamians competing at the World Indoor Championships. The 22-year-old Miller placed third in the third of 4 heats in the men's 400 meters with a lifetime best of 47.38 seconds. And that's going to get your sports on this Saturday. A check on weather when we return.
Here at Immigration Care Service, you can trust us, especially if you have experienced issues or problems with the U.S. immigration at the borders. We'll do our best to provide options and solutions to immigration roadblocks, so travelers can continue visiting the U.S. and residents can continue living their lives in the U.S. without worries. The best part? Our services are affordable and accessible. Take the mystery, confusion, and fear out of your immigration concerns. Contact Immigration Care Service today.
For hurricane season, we got impact windows and doors. For protection, just come to our store. Plus we got tiles to pretty up your walls and your floors. We love to brighten up for that big bad storm. For selling tiles, blank tiles, mosaic tiles, a variety of styles. Before teens get right, they gotta be proud. That's why we got the best deals in the whole Bahamas. Hey, hey, good to go. Keeping you in the know. Keeping you in the know. Got the fence good enough to eat and it's good to grow. It's good enough to eat and it's good to grow.
The Ministry of Agriculture and Marine Resources recently gave its Zuma residents gifts that are set to boost food production: a new tractor, a marine patrol vessel, along with a number of agricultural products. Minister of Agriculture and Marine Resources Jomo Campbell says officials were thrilled to present the donations.
Farming is not just a way of life. It is a vital part of our economy and food security. We recognize the challenges that our farmers face, from land preparation to improving crop yields. And so, this new tractor is a direct investment in your success. It will assist with land clearing, plowing, and overall maintenance, making your work more efficient and productive. Our goal is to ensure that agriculture remains a viable and profitable industry for the people of Exuma.
Deputy Prime Minister and Member of Parliament for Exuma, Chester Cooper, says he was happy to see that children on the island are encouraged to become farmers.
Farming hasn't always been a desirable field to go in. Today, however, we've advanced, and we have advanced significantly. And I applaud the Minister and his team for ensuring that we are infusing technology into the advancement of agriculture and making it more desirable for our young people.
During the trip to Exuma, ministry officials also donated agricultural supplies to Allen Coakley High School, along with 20 scholarships to the Bahamas Agriculture and Marine Science Institute. Keeping you in the know with Good to Grow, I'm Kendia Smith.
The thought of colon cancer never really crossed my mind until 2019, when a very good friend of mine was diagnosed with stage 4 colon cancer. I was shocked. Everybody was shocked, because he was a picture of perfect health. He was young, athletic, successful, and full of life. Many of us are still in disbelief. I started to question my own health, because if it happened to him, surely it could happen to me. Then came the fear, the anxiety, and everything else in between. Facing your own mortality is very sobering, but for me, I decided right then to have a colonoscopy, and I'm glad I did.
Colon cancer is the third most common cancer diagnosed in Bahamian men and women. Fortunately, almost all colon cancers are preventable. A colonoscopy or some other appropriate form of colon cancer screening is recommended for everyone over the age of 45. During a colonoscopy, we can detect and remove colon polyps that may grow and later become colon cancers. Don't wait until you develop symptoms, such as blood in your stool, abdominal pain, a significant change in your bowel habits, or unintentional weight loss. These may all be indications of a severe problem that requires immediate attention. If you're over the age of 45 or have any of those symptoms, talk to your doctor about the benefits of colon cancer screening today.
Time now for a check on the night's weather forecast. A new supreme, beautiful forecaster, Diane Dorsett, joins us in studio with the latest temperatures. Good evening, Diane.
Good evening, Desmond. Now, if you stepped out last night, you definitely felt that chill. That was a result of a dry, cold front that moved through the northwest Bahamas yesterday, dropping temperatures into the 50s. That front is currently in the central Bahamas. Now, right now in the capital, we have a few clouds hanging around with a comfortable 72 degrees. Winds are light out of the east at 4 miles per hour. Humidity is at 54%, and the pressure sits at 1,022.4 millibars, or 30.19 inches. Now let's take a quick trip around the islands to check on tonight's temperatures. In the northwest Bahamas, we're seeing cool temperatures in the low 70s. In the central Bahamas, temperatures warm up slightly with Roxana Eleuthera, Harbour Island, and Fresh Creek Central Andros at 75 degrees, and Camps Bay South Andros and Black Point Exuma at 76 degrees. Now moving down south, Arthurstown, Cat Island, Rumkey, and San Salvador at 76 degrees, and Georgetown, Exuma at 77 degrees. And for those in the southeast Bahamas, including the Turks and Caicos Islands, we're looking at mostly low 80s, high 70s, but Ackland's at 76 degrees. If you're heading out on the water tonight, in the northwest and central Bahamas, winds will be light and variable with calm seas at 1 to 3 feet. The next low tide will be at 8:19 tonight. For the southeast Bahamas, winds will be easterly at 10 to 15 knots with seas between 2 to 4 feet. Looking ahead to tomorrow, for the northwest and central Bahamas, winds will pick up slightly, becoming easterly at 10 to 15 knots with seas at 2 to 4 feet. Low tide will be at 9:35 a.m. and high tide at 3:18 p.m. And finally, in the southeast Bahamas, winds will be easterly at 12 to 18 knots with choppier seas at 3 to 6 feet. Small crafts, therefore, should exercise caution. Now, our latest satellite image shows a thin layer of clouds over the central Bahamas. That's the cold front I mentioned, which will drift into the southeast Bahamas later tonight. Tonight, though, we've got another chilly night ahead with mostly clear skies. Expect lows around 59 degrees. Tomorrow, a beautiful day is on the way. A few clouds in the morning, but plenty of sunshine later on with a comfortable high of 78 degrees. For the next 7 days, we'll see warmer temperatures return, really feeling that on Tuesday and Wednesday, but scattered showers and thunderstorms could develop. Thursday into the weekend, the sun returns, so expect drier conditions, lots of sunshine, and pleasant temperatures heading into next week. So bundle up tonight, but get ready for a gorgeous day tomorrow. Back to you, Desmond.
Well, great weather wrap-up, Diane. Thanks so much. And that ends the Bahamas Tonight, the weekend edition. We thank you for continuing to make ZNS your first choice for news and information, as only the sun covers the Bahamas better than ZNS. On behalf of the entire team, thanks for watching. Have a good night, and I'll see you back here tomorrow night.
At the Sydney Poitier Bridge, I'm Kaylin Green. This is